vengeance ends now. Zeus! Your son has returned. I bring the destruction of Olympus!
Hey everybody, I'm Dustin Bailey, and this is God of War 3 Remastered. Now, Kratos may be the biggest asshole in games. There's more straight-up evil out there, certainly, but in terms of just being a straight-up, unabashed jerk, Kratos has probably got him all beat. He's just so angry all the time. He's just gotta get out those chain blades and murderize some guys. It's all about murdering gods and banging goddesses, and if you think that's crass, well, that's kind of the point. God of War is all about sex and violence, this kind of just glorious, unrestrained spectacle. Now, Greek mythology is already pretty spectacularly horrific, and this is the most populist, pulpy rendition you could imagine. There's something a little embarrassing, maybe a little bit adolescent about it all. Like maybe this is really all just for 14-year-old boys. And maybe if God of War wasn't as well made as it is, Kratos would just seem as sad and pitiful as Duke Nukem did a few years ago. But it is very well made. The scale is just, it's so grandiose. These sweeping vistas and massive set-piece moments are done on a level you don't really see in other games. This was my first time playing God of War 3, and even 5 years and a console generation later, the spectacle is still incredibly impressive. Now I'm climbing on the hand of a titan as it punches a giant boss, which I'm also fighting. That's great, and ridiculous, and dumb, and great! And here in a video game, there's just this sense of, good God, how did they even do that on a technical level? If you're not familiar with how the series plays, it's somewhat similar to a Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, but much simpler. You've got light and heavy attacks on square and triangle, and most of your time is just going to be spent kind of mashing those two buttons until your enemies are dead. You've got grabs, launchers, dodges, parries, but it never really achieves the depth of a more traditional character action game. It's attack until you see somebody attacking you, and you dodge or parry and get right back to attacking. I'm not terribly deep into the game at this point, though it's clear that additional weapons and moves will unlock over the course of the story, and hopefully add a bit more depth and variety. But whatever, there are about 1,000,001 reviews of God of War 3 out there. This is about the brand new remaster for PS4. It's new and remastery, and it's an incredibly bare bones package. It runs at 60 FPS rather than the original game's 30, and that's it. It looks nice, certainly, but for $40, that's a bad deal. The God of War Saga collection for PS3 contains this game and 4 others and is $20. That paints this minor upgrade in a pretty bad light. This game doesn't even have DLC to collect in a single package or multiplayer to update on modern consoles. It's just a slightly smoother running version of the game. I mean, this is a pretty good version of a pretty good game, but the price just isn't right. There are already way too many HD remasters and Ultimate Editions coming out for these platforms, and this kind of bare-bones repackaging just isn't worthwhile.